This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised as some cases contain graphic content. We mean no disrespect to anyone we discuss in this podcast except our exes. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. However, we will be expressing our personal opinions. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Hey everybody, it's Cynthia.
And I'm Wes, and this is Love and Luminol, a true crime podcast.
Yay! And tonight's kind of a well-known one. You may know this one. Susan Smith.
Sounds like a common name, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, we'll get into it. Let's just say this one's going to make you mad. There's children.
What the fuck?
I know, but let's get this
the children?
started. I know, I'm sorry. Well, let's get this one over with.
Okay, there we go.
So I know common name, but details you might remember something.
We'll see.
Yeah, but let's get this one started and over with. I know, I'm sorry. But it was Susan Leah, I think it's Leah or Leigh Smith.
Okay.
Born September 26th of 71.
Okay.
Yeah, so same birthday month you. She was a Libra.
Okay.
And this is a picture of her. So not a Virgo. You don't match.
No. Glamour shots is nice, though.
Yes, I think my mom had some of those. Same hair, too.
Probably.
It's popular. But her mother's name was Linda Harrison. That's her mother right there.
Okay.
On the left side of her in the white dress. And then her father was a Harry Vaughan. I don't even know.
How dare you talk about her father like that?
I don't know. Vaughan.
Vaughn.
Vaughn? That A at the end. Because
That's
I've seen it
Vaughn.
without the A.
Vaughn.
Okay, Vaughn. Harry Vaughn. Vaughn.
One of my best friends growing up, last name was spelled exactly that way.
Was it? It's 'cause I've seen him without that second A, with just the GHN. I'm like, Vaughn. But
Vaughn.
that A, I thought maybe I needed to enunciate that A. Vaughn.
Vaughn? No, it's Vaughn.
Harry Vaughn.
How dare you?
And she was born in Union, South Carolina.
Okay.
So, over there. Her home life growing up was anything but stable. Her father, Mr. Harry, died by suicide when she was 6 years old.
Damn.
After her parents divorced. So her parents went through a divorce, and then her father committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Susan attempted suicide herself at the age of 13. So that hectic teenage years.
Wow.
Yeah. Her mother then married a Beverly Russell. No, Beverly is his first name.
Okay, so Beverly's a guy.
Yes.
Okay.
A member of the local chapter of the Christian Coalition.
Okay.
So, and it was later revealed that he molested Susan when she was a teenager.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so off to a horrible start. One newspaper claimed that the sexual relationship between them lasted up until 6 months before the murder. So that was even up to after she had kids and everything. And
I'm getting prepared.
That's like better. In 1989, she graduated high school. She made a second attempt to kill herself after a married man she was in a relationship with ended their affair. So she's banging a married man, he ended it, and that's her second attempt at her life.
Wow.
Yeah. She then married a David Smith, and they had 2 sons together. And that's her and David, and they got married. And there's their 2 boys.
Okay.
They're cute little boys.
Mm-hmm.
My-
J.C. Penney.
JCPenney, I know, I recognize the shots. Kind of matching overalls.
Yeah.
The bowl haircut. I recognize all that.
This is definitely the 80s.
Yeah. But Michael Daniel Smith was 3 years old. He's born October 10th of 91.
Okay.
And Alexander Tyler Smith, they called him Alex, was 14 months. And he was born August 5th of 93.
Okay.
So that's the both
Oh,
of
so
them.
this would be in the 90s, not the 80s.
Yeah, it was the 90s. But their relationship was rocky due to mutual allegations of infidelity. And they separated several times. So they were together, separated, cheating on, you know, all that fun stuff.
Lovely.
Yeah. They filed for divorce in September 94. So not too long after, like a little over a year after Alex was born. But October 25th, 1994, Susan called the police and told them she was carjacked by a black man who had taken off with her 2 young sons still in her car.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. For 9 days, she made the tearful pleas for their return, saying and there's her on the news, saying she got carjacked, he took off with her kids, give me my kids back, and it was all a lie.
I figured this.
Yep. By the second day of the investigation, the police suspected that she knew more than she was telling. 2 days after the boys went missing, Susan was given a polygraph test.
Mm-hmm.
Her description of the carjacking location threw up red flags. So I guess they didn't line up. The claim that the traffic light turned red, causing her to stop at the empty intersection. However, the traffic light wouldn't have turned red unless there was a car waiting to go. So they're like, I guess she said her light suddenly turned red and she had to stop in the intersection, but they're like, if there's no traffic around, it wouldn't have turned.
Oh, it's one of those lights that doesn't turn
Yeah, it
unless...
wouldn't have turned red if there was nobody else around. She said there's no one around. Light turned red, she stopped, and then someone pulled her out of her car. No witnesses, and they're like, well, the light would have triggered if someone was there.
Yeah.
So that kind of threw up some red flags. She claimed she saw no other cars around at the time. But November 3rd of 1994, Susan confesses after a national search for her children was starting. So they were getting national attention. She admitted that there was no carjacker and that she had let her car roll into a nearby John D. Long Lake with her 2 sons still buckled in it.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. They were strapped in their car seats. The lake was searched previously, but the car was missed. So they already searched that lake.
Huh. Okay.
But the car was missed. They expected it to be within 13 feet from the shoreline, but it ended up being 122 feet. So it was
Wow.
farther out
So
than
she-
where they searched. Yeah.
Drove it out there.
And then there's a picture of them pulling it up. The red car. And then the memorial, the sign they put up there at the lake for the boys. She was working as a secretary at Conso when she met a man she was instantly drawn to. So this is her explanation of how everything went down.
Okay.
So she's working as a secretary at this place, and she's drawn to this man that came in. And they started to secretly date.
Okay.
And his name was Tom Findley. He was a wealthy local man whose father owned the store. I can talk. Conso. That's where she worked.
Okay.
So his dad owned that store. And they connected quickly and passionately. However, Tom did not have kids, nor did he ever want kids.
Okay.
And she had 2. And that put a strain on their relationship. He sent her a letter prior to the murders regarding their relationship and how he didn't want kids. So the cops found this letter and they're like, hey, he didn't want any kids. You had 2 kids. Is that your motive? And she's like, no, that's not the motive. And she didn't plan the murders. She's like, I didn't plan it ahead of time. That's not the motive. And they're like, sure. Because her friends have said that they've heard her mention she wanted to marry Tom and live happily ever after as his wealthy wife.
Yeah.
So like she mentioned marrying him, having this wonderful life, and she didn't mention her children.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, she did mention it. So they're thinking that's a possible motive.
Mm-hmm.
Her defense attorneys were David Brooke and Jody Clark. And the defense had expert witnesses to testify that she had mental health issues
Okay.
that impaired her judgment when she committed the crimes. The defense's psychiatrist diagnosed her with dependent personality disorder and major depression. So, and that's a picture of her in court. So they're saying she committed these crimes because she had a dependent personality disorder and major depression.
Okay.
So that was her defense, yeah. Mental health issues. The lead prosecutor was Tommy Pope, and he argued passionately for Susan to be put to death. He's like, she needs executed. And I mean, he's like, I don't even have to put up that big of an explanation. Like, just look at the evidence, the crime, you know.
Kill 2 kids.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
There's no argument with that.
Yeah.
And the jury took a whole 2.5 hours to find her guilty.
Nice.
So they didn't take them long at all. July 22nd, 1995, she was convicted of 2 counts of murder. Then the jury voted against the death penalty.
Aw.
Yep, so they're like, we'll find her guilty, but we think the death penalty is too much. But she is serving a life sentence in Leith Correctional Institution in Greenwood, South Carolina. But she is eligible for parole November 4th of this year.
This year?
Yep,
Wow.
2024. She's eligible for parole. Susan's ex-husband, the boy's father, told People magazine in 2010 that he has never fully recovered from the pain. He said, quote, there's always this nagging and gnawing heartache. It's there every day, even if I'm not always conscious of it. So he's having a rough time. I mean, imaginably so.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But her story don't stop there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And this girl's just, we don't know, she loved attention. To say she loves attention. So when she's in jail, she leaves this note saying, I guess she planned to kill herself. And she wanted to leave a note saying what happened, but she didn't want to face her family. Blah, blah. And she was telling this to a magazine, because it said, if you're ever interested in doing another article, let me know. So she's trying to sell her information, giving them a piece like, I was going to kill myself and leave a note to reveal it. You know, this big story. And she's like, if you want to do another article, just let me know. So she's writing these magazines, trying to sell her story. And there
Gotta
it is.
love people trying to profit off their shit.
And so there she had a world exclusive photo and story for her first prison interview. So yeah, she was rolling in the attention. I guess that this one looks like she got her ass kicked one point.
Looks like it.
So they did a story on let me out of prison. So they just all kinds of a mess. In 2000, Susan was disciplined for having sex 4 times with a 50-year-old prison guard named Houston Cagle.
Wait. She was disciplined
Yeah,
for having sex with the prison guard multiple times.
4 times.
Why is the prison guard still there after the first time?
I don't know if he's still there. It said she was disciplined, but
Yeah.
they called him out by his name, so
No,
I don't know if
they
he's
disciplined her for doing it 4 times.
Still. Yeah.
The first time, why is the prison guard still there to do it 2, 3, and 4?
Oh, I see what you're saying now. No, I think they're saying like they only caught him that 4th time. They're like,
How'd they know it was 4 then?
because they must have told him. They're like, oh, we've been
Well, that's
doing
just
it.
dumb. They should have been like, whoa, sorry, this is the first time. Why even tell them how many times?
I don't know. One of them must have squealed. I mean, it's not like they're counting. Like, that's first time. Strike 4, you're out.
Strike 4.
Yeah, I
That's
figured
it.
they
You're
caught
gonna
him
get
and
in
they're
trouble.
like, how many times have you been doing this? Oh, 4 times. You know, it was kind of that thing. But who knows? But she's busted for that. He pleaded guilty and spent 3 months in jail. So there you go.
Okay. I was gonna say.
So he was tossed in jail for it. The following year, prison captain Alfred Rowe also pleaded guilty to having sex with Susan and was sentenced to
Jesus.
5 years probation.
What is
This
it? The
woman.
magic coochie? What's up?
I don't know. My God.
Why does she keep pulling them?
And that was a prison captain. I don't know.
Something must be good there.
Um,
They're all just standing in line waiting to get to it.
Jesus. Twice in 2010 and once in 2015, she was disciplined on drug charges, losing privileges for more than a year.
Wow.
So she's on a roll. But she claims she was misunderstood.
Sure.
I don't know how you misunderstand drug charges
Misunderstanding.
and sex with the police captain.
It's just a misunderstanding.
In 2017, she's working in the prison as a landscape laborer, a step down from the position she previously had as senior groundskeeper. So they're demoted her.
I would say so.
In March of 2018, she was promoted to ward keeper assistant, in which she was responsible for the daily operation of her housing unit. So she got demoted and then promoted the following year. And at least 6 times from 2017 to 2019, Susan had severe enough medical issues that she was transferred to another facility for outpatient treatment. So she had some health issues going on. The nature of her treatment and her issues were not made public. But I mean, apparently she's popular sex-wise, so we don't know what her medical treatment could be. I don't know.
She needed a long dose of antibiotics.
Yeah, something. But in 2019, 25 years after the murder, People magazine obtained records that showed her incarceration had been marred with disciplinary infractions for self-mutilation, drug use and possession of narcotics or marijuana.
Okay.
So she's been in trouble a few times. Each infraction resulted in the loss of privileges, including loss of visitation, canteen, and telephone privileges. How do you get canteen? That's canteen privileges.
Oh, no, that's a weird one.
It is. I don't know. She lost her canteen privileges. And
no water for you.
No water for you. March 2022, so that's more recent. Letters surfaced that Susan wrote to a long-distance boyfriend stating she wanted to marry him if she was ever freed from jail. So somehow, in all these busy years, she found a long-distance boyfriend.
Well, she is a busy lady.
Yes. But by October of 2022, they stopped corresponding. It died away, that love. Connection faded. She's been keeping her head down lately and patiently waiting for her parole date. So here the last couple years, she's been on the down low. Being a good girl, I guess.
Sure.
So that way when her parole date comes up, she's like, look how good I've been the last 16 months. Oh, gosh.
Forget everything before then.
Yep. And that's her more recent picture. Her parole date's coming up November 4th this year.
Why is one eye's more closed than the other one?
I don't know if that's the app I used to
That's a
unblur the
weird one.
photo.
It looks like she had a stroke.
I mean, it's possible. She probably got beat a few times in the jail full of women, but
Okay.
also her eyeliner looks thicker on one side too. I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it's altered. It looks like she's just... Because even one cheekbone is higher than the other. Like, looks like two different faces.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
That's weird. Maybe she had a stroke. Maybe that was one of her
health
medical
issues.
issues.
Possibly.
Maybe she had a stroke.
I just thought of that. It's possible. But the dad, David Smith, remarried to Tiffany Moss and has 2 children, 1 boy, 1 girl.
Okay.
And that's him. It's a picture of David. And he also wrote a book about his marriage and life with Susan. Because why not? Profit
not?
off of it she is. But there is the gray marker for the 2 boys. It has a photo of them on there. But yeah, that's it. That's the case of Susan Smith.
Well.
Woo!
Yay.
Yeah, I know. That's like...
Another shitty mom.
I know, it's horrible. But it was weird because most of that case was after, like, the crime was done, obviously closed. And then most of that was after she was in jail.
Most of it was her prison activities.
Just her prison behavior.
How many dicks she ran through while she was in prison.
Yeah. Oh, and the article she tried to get. Oh, it's awful, but those poor babies.
Why do you do these?
I don't know. Because it's ones, when you Google true crime cases, it's the ones that pop up. The most common. And I've heard I think I've had some podcast episodes on this one too, I've heard. So I thought, well, I don't know.
Might as well.
Might as well.
Everybody's doing it.
Who knows, but it's horrible. It's over with.
Pass the meth.
Pass the meth.
Everybody's doing it.
No.
All right. Well, if you want to find us on your audio or video service, go to loveandluminol.com, and there's a whole list, whether it's audio or video you want. It'll show you everywhere you can do that. There's also a contact form, so if you want to tell us we are the world's shittiest podcast, go on, do that. If you want to tell us how bad we go and you know who you are, or she's falling asleep, go ahead and tell us again.
Well, I know.
Why? You know who you are.
He actually woke me up to do this.
I did.
So.
I did. She was putting it off, and I'm like, wake up. You got to do this podcast.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, so yeah, we're on pretty much all social media except the Elon Musk experiment. And primarily most news and updates are through TikTok as well as our book talk there. So we review some books and stuff. And so like and subscribe if you want to get updates about when we have new episodes. And we'll see you next time. You got anything you want to add?
No, I think that's it. That's all.
All right. Well, see you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.